Good afternoon. Hello, everyone.
Or evening or morning.
It's been a rough weekend. Really, yeah.
It's literally looks like it's midnight outside right now.
I say good afternoon.
Love it.
It's okay.
But you could be watching this in the afternoon, so good afternoon
or
to
in the
you.
morning. So good morning. Happy Monday, Tuesday.
Love it.
I'm so tonight's gonna be a little exciting. Wendy had an idea that we should talk about aliens, and oh my god, I love talking about aliens. So tonight's broadcast will be 4 hours long.
It may be.
I'm like, no, we are not going off air. There's more.
Yes, please have no expectation. Please be forewarned that we are going to be talking about UFOs, aliens, maybe some beliefs in aliens that are out there, some belief systems. Book of Enoch, which is one of my favorite things to discuss, which kind of ties in the aliens. So if this is something that triggers you, trigger warning. Yeah. And trigger warning, there may be several rabbit holes. Like there may be some wormholes that end up.
I love going down the rabbit hole. I think I'm in one still. I thought I got out of it, but I don't think I have. So one of the things we were going to, actually, before we dive in, we have Miss Maggie and Miss Lena with us today.
This time.
And
we didn't get stood up today.
No, I know. Before we started airing the last podcast, we cried. We wondered, what have we done wrong?
Why did they hate us?
It was a dark night of the soul. It was rough. No, none of that happened. We knew that. Yeah, Lena probably forgot, and Maggie had to be home. So, Maggie, would you want to lean into the microphone and tell our audience a little spiel?
Hi, friends. Well, I have a little thing to tell you guys. Go ahead and drop us down a like below. Hit the subscribe button. Tap the bell notifications there in the top right of your screen so you never miss one of our videos. And please, for the love of God, leave us a comment down below.
Please.
Yes.
We'd love to hear from you guys. We love you.
Especially after tonight's topic. Really quick, before we get into our fun topic, astrologically, since we're talking about space, the final frontier.
Yeah, and the we also wanted to kind of add in that because of where Neptune is right now and things like that this type of disclosure goes right along with what's supposed to be happening astrologically. And so it's kind of painting this picture where the stars are our map and we can navigate through it. So basically what we're going to talk about tonight is how the placement of the stars coincides with this disclosure that's happening, these whistleblowers that are coming forward. It's pretty, I think it's really exciting because I've thought they were aliens for a long time.
Yes.
Or maybe I should say I know they're aliens.
Since they birthed me.
Yeah. Since they birthed me.
Since my parents are. No. I probably shouldn't say that.
You know what's funny is my youngest son, his name is Elijah, and our last name starts with a T. And so his initials are E.T., and he's got those big old giant blue alien eyes.
Does he ever try to phone home?
I mean, I don't know, because
didn't Elijah see?
Didn't
Elijah the prophet?
Elijah was actually kind of, because we are going to talk a little bit about Enoch. So there were two people in the Bible that never died. They escaped death somehow. They were just lifted up into the heavens, and it's Elijah and Enoch. So weirdly enough, those were the two. So yes, Elijah was one that was also lifted up into the heavens.
And Enoch is briefly mentioned in the Bible. He was the great grandfather of Noah.
And Methuselah.
Yes, he was one of the few the few that were taken into the heavens. He walked with God, correct?
Yep, that's what it says. Enoch
Um,
walked with God
It's
and then
also
just was gone.
believed that he is like the only human that became an archangel, Metatron, correct?
Oh, really?
Pretty.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm sure this is the one time someone's going to leave a comment.
Please
And
leave a
please,
comment.
Please do.
When
Maybe I
are
should
they?
just put out wrong information
And
just
then
to
have
see if
them
people
yell
are
at
listening.
us.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that is true. The reason why we know more about Enoch is many years ago, they found the Dead Sea Scrolls in Qumran, right?
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
And it was just many, there was a lot of books.
There were
that
lots of books.
and one of them in particular was the Book of Enoch.
Yes, the Book of Enoch, and there were actually 3
The Apocalypse.
books. But tonight we'll
yeah.
talk about the Book of Enoch, Enoch 1, and that's the one that was found in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah.
The Book of Jubilee was like the second most important. And I think they found some of the Gospels. I think the Torah or
that's how they knew it was real, that it was probably legitimate, because there was actual scripture that we do read and use in our Bible that was found with it. So, and I believe, again, I'm just going off my memory, so I could be wrong. I believe that the Book of Enoch has been acknowledged by the Catholic Church, but it's not canon.
It is canon, though, for the Ethiopian Orthodox.
Bingo.
Yep.
So just to give you a little background of Enoch, when I was going through my awakening, the one thing that was really hard for me was I had this, strict Pentecostal upbringing. Not necessarily strict. My mom wasn't Pentecostal. She was Baptist. So, I mean, I had a really hard time I wasn't able to let go completely of my root religion. It was hard for me. So I went through a phase when I did reject my religious upbringing and was just trying to fully embrace this love and light type movement until the Book of Enoch. And the Book of Enoch filled in all these spaces, answered a lot of questions that I had at a young age, things that did not make sense to me. And I'm like, so why? Things that I was also told not to question.
Yep.
And the Book of Enoch just filled in those puzzle pieces. And I do believe in my root religion, but I also know there's more out there.
Mhm.
And I also know that some of it's fluff. I understand, so I'm a little more open to, actually not open. I just don't reject my root religion anymore because of the Book of Enoch. I highly suggest listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, wherever. You can go on Amazon and buy the book.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go back into astrologically what's going on. So Neptune going back into Pisces.
And this will be the very last time in our lifetime that we will ever have this. So what a crazy cool experience. I love what this is. Neptune in Pisces is, it's all like in the dreams. This is like where you really want to make sure that crown chakra is like nice and open, because this is where God's going to talk to you. You're going to find that connection to higher self. Your dreams are probably vivid AF and they mean something. That they mean something because that's spirit talking to you. Synchronicities, repeating numbers, angel numbers, all of that is like huge right now. And the more you tap into that, like the more your mind starts to like really hone in on that, the more it like starts happening. So that's that Neptune in Pisces, and Pisces is all about that spiritual, like the mind, the crown chakra.
And it's like, because Neptune left Pisces, went into Aries, and now it's dipping back into Pisces to kind of, what you say, clean up this residue, it's like, hey, remember all this stuff, so it's like all this extra, all these things that we learned during this transit, all the things we went through, all the things we learned, all the, everything. Now that it's going into Aries, that's when you take action on everything you've learned. So what are you going to do with all this information?
It's a new beginning too. It's like a newbie. It's like let us look back at all of these things so that we can finally put it to sleep. And now we'll move on. It's
starting over into Aries.
and now
it's the
we're
first-
ready
yeah.
to move on. We're one last time like that sucked. Oh, that was like really influential to my life. Like, oh, I learned a lot from that experience. Oh, I kind of like really effed up in that one. But then it's like once you've done that, you're really able to process and put it to sleep. And then it'll go into Aries and it's like, boom, like full-fledged ahead.
Absolutely.
Big time. And it's so strong planetarily with the sun in Scorpio, Mars, Mercury, all in Scorpio. That's like such
passion.
It's a sexual. It can be very sexual. It's very truthful. So this is like getting to the core of truth. So if you think about, I always like to use the analogy, if you were being questioned in the interrogation room at a police station, Scorpio is the interrogator that's going to be like, but what about this? But what about this? Like coming at you to where you're almost like, well, so, and with it being in so many signs, it's really like coming in at these different angles to be like, you're getting to the bottom of the truth. Like, so there can be a lot of arguments. There can be a lot of questioning your beliefs, like anything about your, like looking back and reminiscing at things and just kind of being like, I did have like maybe a harder part in that than I should have, or just really acknowledging things and getting to the truth of it. So you can be like,
yeah, definitely
done.
That's like all recently, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a collective.
It
All
is.
of it.
Yep. And then the moon's in Capricorn, so it's now it's like very organized, and it's like on your emotions are going to be very like, okay, now it's time to pull that back together and like, let's get
now
this
we're getting
done.
to business. Let's
get
do it.
this, like, let's make this work for us, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and then Jupiter's in Cancer still.
And Jupiter is exalted in Cancer.
Yeah.
Like it's exalted.
Yeah. And so that's going to bring, Cancer being this very nurturing sign. This is going to, I think, kind of bring us all together in a family type way, you think, as the collective? I'm hoping.
Well, and we are in the age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
So, of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at my chart, like everything in our chart, like the thing. North Node is in Pisces right now. There you go.
Yeah.
There's my little clickety click for you.
I think that
Venus is in Libra. My Venus is in Libra. So interesting.
Oh, and then Mercury in Scorpio, hidden truths.
Yep.
Deep conversations.
Again, there's no escaping it. I said this in my video the other day. This is that moment where it's like you can run, but you can't hide. You think that you're going to get away, but it's like you're in that scary movie and you're that girl that's like running and running. You're running as fast as you can. And you're like, and here's Jason. Jason's like, he's walking at snail speed and she's running as fast as she can. And he's like, and then she runs up the stairs and he's just, and he always catches her. Like, you're like, what the hell?
She's usually a blonde.
Yes, but that's what this is. Like, there's like no escaping it. You think that you're going to get away from it. So really acknowledge, like, when you're feeling certain things or when you're feeling triggered, try to stop and be like, or if you're seeing repetitive numbers, stop and be like, ooh, what's happening right now? How am I feeling right now? And try to just start, because that's spirit communicating with you. Notice, like, if you're listening to a song and it triggers you, like, why is that triggering me? Oh, okay, well, because blah, blah, blah used to play that song a lot, or it was our song. Okay, I acknowledge that. I see you, and then move on with it. It's all it wants to do is be seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep.
I think that it's interesting you said that, you can no longer ignore it. You can't ignore some of the stuff anymore. And I think that when it comes to like these UFOs, extraterrestrials, all these things, there are people out there that still believe that that we are alone when we have not been visited in the past. And even when you have our government saying, yeah, so about Roswell, turns out it was a spaceship. And I mean, they've even admitted to this. It's on the internet, and they've, declassified everything. And I still know people that are like, no, it's just us. And you're like, okay, you're not going to be able to ignore it for long.
Well, it goes against a lot of religions too, and it would debunk
Yes.
a lot of religions. So it's like hard,
Mhm.
like they're not going. It's hard for them to acknowledge it, even if they know it's truth. Which I do believe that the Catholic Church, they have known the truth. I think it's unlocked the vaults, and it's like in part of I think they know the secrets to most stuff, but they lose the control of everything the second that's debunked.
Yeah.
So it's hard for the government or anyone to release it because it controls and it produces so much money for it to not be there.
Yeah. Control.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
absolute
control. They'll lose a lot of that. So one of the interesting things about like the Book of Enoch is they talk about, he talks about the Watchers. Which we would, if you're Christian, you would know them as the fallen angels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that the Watchers are the ones that came and got him, right? And took him to, wait.
They were sky visitors. So
it may not have been the Watchers that took him to heaven, but the Watchers are the ones that fell from Earth.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm just kind of forgetting.
Weren't they? I think they were some of the archangels, and they were the ones that he was walking with. But he saw the story of everything being laid out. So he was watching the Watchers, but he wasn't with them.
Yeah. And apparently, like, these Watchers are the fallen angels that we know about in the Bible. They fell in love with human women. I mean,
who wouldn't?
I mean, and they procreated, and these women gave birth to these beasts, these
the giants,
Nephilim, or is that what
Nephilim?
The Nephilim. Yeah, the giants, and we know about the story of like David and Goliath, and not only that, we were just talking about this, how like here in Ohio we have many mounds that they have found giants' bones in. So that's also another thing that is being that is like coming out, is that there really were giants. And I'll be honest, when I was little and we were learning about David and Goliath, I saw it as like a fantasy. I really didn't think it was really, I guess in my head, I'm like, he was probably just a tall guy. And they said he was a giant. And now I'm like, holy crap. So that story, it could be really like
there's
real.
A reason that they may have had that story.
It kind of blows my mind. But that was one story that I thought was just a little fable, a little exaggeration.
Now that you think about it, that might be the only weapon that could have been used against somebody that was.
They didn't even make. Have you seen the story of David on Amazon? Mm-mm. If you guys haven't watched it, it is really good.
It seemed a little modern for me. Like it was like, I felt like it was like, oh no, I think it was Enoch. Maybe it was Enoch, like a movie on Enoch that I was watching, and I was like, this is so like
really
like weird. Like I thought it was weird.
I know that one there's a what is it called? It's about Noah. It's got Russell Crowe in it, and Anthony Hopkins plays Enoch. That's a very interesting. It's about the flood. I almost said Exodus, but it's a totally different story.
Does he play Enoch or Methuselah? Because I believe it was
Anthony Hopkins played Enoch, and Russell Crowe played Noah. And Jennifer Connelly was Noah's wife. I can't remember her name.
Oh, that's cool. Like what year was that made?
In the last 10 years, I think.
Okay, so it's like a modern film.
Yeah, it's really good. I've seen it a few times now. So going back to the Book of Enoch, they say that Enoch had, in the book, he describes this vehicle that had taken him to heaven. He was in a vehicle, and he describes it the best way he can, considering the times. He couldn't even compare it to an airplane or anything like that. And the way he describes it, it sounds like it is
a spaceship.
A spaceship, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. And he goes to heaven. He walks with God. He finds out a lot of things. And I think they even told him, they told him many, he filled in a lot of the blank. They filled in a lot of blanks for him also.
I'm looking at the description that Enoch and spacecraft. Like, what was it that he said that, like, I wonder what it, like, I've read it before and now I can't
remember if it was him or Elijah said it was like rotating wheels.
Elijah said that.
Of rotating wheels.
Yeah.
Was that Elijah?
That was Elijah.
That's funny. I thought that was
Enoch does describe it also. I don't think he describes it exactly like that, but he does describe it.
Let's see. It just says the book of Enoch describes Enoch being taken on journeys through heaven and to the ends of the earth by angelic guides, which some interpret as a journey through our space in a vehicle. Descriptions like a wall built of hailstones and tongues of fire, or a ceiling like shooting stars and lightning flashes, are seen by some as a way to describe spaceship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one was crystals with tongues of living fire in between.
What a beautiful way to, yeah. It's like so descriptive. You're like, I'm trying to think of what that looks like.
Sounds so majestic.
It does sound
majestic. It does. It sounds beautiful. Yeah. Interesting. I love that.
So after reading the book of Enoch and getting into that, it filled in some blanks for me. And so if you are struggling with, if you are your base, actually anybody should probably look into the book of Enoch.
Yeah, I mean,
Christian or not. So it's just interesting.
It's considered spin-off literature from the Bible. I was watching something called Religion for Breakfast. I love this show. They're like little things. This guy is like a religion scholar, and he just is a very, like, this is the facts kind of thing. He doesn't ever try to put his own like belief into it. And so it's considered a spin-off literature, and it's spun off of literally the little amount that we see in the Old Testament of him he walked with God. So this is like, he's announced, the only place that we see it in the Old Testament is he is being listed in the lineage to Adam.
Yeah.
And so he's like 6 removed from Adam, like 6 generations from Adam, or 6, people away, which is the only reason he's in there. And it just said that Enoch walked with God, and then he was gone. And because we needed more to that, they created, some people will say that that's why it's considered spin-off literature, is that they took and wrote the story, and there ends up being 3 books about Enoch that are written about him. But before that, that's all. And that's why there's like that little bit of fear, or people trying to restrain from putting it into the Bible. But it's like, it's way before Christ, these things. And when they did find them in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which Edgar Cayce did predict that they would find them in the 40s, so before that, all we knew about Enoch was those tiny blurps about. So it shows, and they don't know, because before that, so people, like, one of the things I found interesting is, like, if Noah would have died on the ark, or if he, like, the world was destroyed and like knowing them only existed, then how would the book of Enoch have like continued on? Like, would he have taken that on the boat with him, or what? Or was it preserved by a different way? Which then brings in, because I know we haven't got there yet, but the angels that Enoch speaks of is oftentimes referred to or thought of to be aliens.
Yeah. And I don't think that it's too far-fetched to think that. No. And this is just on the Christian side of it. So if you look back to all of these different mythologies that we have since thought was just like, I remember when I first learned about Greek mythology, I'm like laughing about them, like, these people, they thought Zeus was real, and well, what makes Zeus not real, but Archangel Michael real?
Do you know what's so in watching those videos today about that, one of the things that was mentioned is the translations and how things get lost in the translations. And in the original text, the watchers, or the people who were like supposed to be the children of God, it wasn't considered, they weren't called or angels were not considered angels. They were called the sons of God. But because it seemed too much like Greek mythology and that God had many sons, they switched it to aliens, these beings. But in the original translation, aliens were actually the children of God. But they didn't they thought that took that away from, like, it made it too much like mythology.
Beings. Like, they're enlightened beings, so it makes sense.
Since I was little, that's why, like, answering in it kind of fills in those pieces, because it makes sense to me that if you lived 6,000 years ago and you see the spaceship come down, like, you wouldn't know how to describe it. Like, you would think it was an angel, or it was a god. You would literally think it was God.
Something if they were flying,
and you would put wings on it, because how else? That's the only other concept you have of flying are birds, or
and I think that they were, everything was just described the best they could, and also in the place in the location on Earth that they were at the time. So when you really start to look into, wait, I've got it written down here. Where is it? Okay. Like, all right, here's the angels. So you have your different angels, your archangel archetype, archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Michael.
Ooh, I love him.
Yes, absolutely. But Michael's a warrior. That's one thing we know about him. He is a warrior. Doesn't he always show up with his sword and all these other, interesting things? But
I'll lock the door.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Mag.
Bye, Maggie.
Bye, love you guys.
I love my
you.
nails. She did my nails today. They look so fabulous.
So Michael would have like this like Mars type energy.
I agree. I always picture him like Aries. He's like very Aries.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Mercury is like,
oh, there's your angels.
Yeah, they're there. So Gabriel's the messenger.
Uh-huh.
Mercury is also a messenger.
Like, think of the little feet with the little wings on the
yeah. Raphael
is the healer. I've only recently started feeling a connection to Raphael and been praying to Raphael. Like, I've had for the past year an extreme connection to Archangel Michael. I pray to Archangel Michael every day through the night, constantly. But just recently have I started like reaching out to Raphael. It's
really?
Mm-hmm.
Raphael's interesting. He's the Archangel of Health. And so in my like journey through multiple sclerosis, Archangel Michael has popped up quite a bit for me, and his color's green, and he's the heart chakra.
Raphael?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he rules the heart chakra, and just love him. Anyway, so just to kind of bring that to light, that there is a chance that it's whatever part of the world, whether you're in, Scandinavia, if you could compare a lot of their gods and goddesses to our archangels,
or like you have Zeus's Jupiter, and like it's all transferable, like you said, depending on where you are.
Yeah, and
Venus is
described
Aphrodite.
it the best way they could, and I think one thing that we can all agree on is that even when you read about the Nordic gods and goddesses and the Greek gods and goddesses, Roman gods and goddesses, they're not perfect. They're flawed. Mm-hmm. They're, obviously advanced, but spiritually, I'm sure, than we are. But that doesn't mean they're without flaws.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you say that our archangels are like that too? I mean, they fell in love with women. Just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because they were an archangel didn't mean that they were without sin.
Haven't you seen City of Angels? Yeah, yes, of course.
See? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it.
So, there's just something to think about. I don't, it kind of makes me believe in Christianity a lot more. I think of it this way. Mm-hmm. That I don't feel it's the only way,
Mhm.
but I do feel like, okay, so this has been the way.
Yeah.
Like this isn't something that's just made up. And that's what I think I kind of thought even when I was younger and I was going to church. I kind of thought that like most of the Bible was made up anyway. It just seemed fantastical to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll find out one day, I think.
Oh, I'm sure we will, or we won't, and then we won't know that we don't.
Or we could all just float into abyss of nothingness, and that is the way. Like, who knows?
I mean, I don't know if I'd be.
Wah, wah. Dirt now.
We came from nothing, and when we die, we will be nothing.
A lot of people that believe that.
There are, and that is so depressing. I'm like, I can't. I refuse to believe that there was nothing before and there's nothing after.
I like this. Light beings as plasma entities.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm reading these notes that we have produced for us. You remember last week was great because it gave us a script.
With the cheesiest shit you would ever think.
It would be like, Wendy, say this. Beth, say this.
Now, Wendy enthusiastically say,
yeah, I can see you guys.
I was like,
listening to directions.
Yeah, I'd
be
ask,
like, make me.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? No, I will not. I will say good afternoon. I will not say good evening.
Yeah. No, but angel talk is like real. So I have experienced in myself what I believe to be an angel. And I'm very, very kind of like I use discernment quite a bit. Like I'm very like, really? But I remember one time I woke up in the middle of the night. My oldest was like 5 years old. We were living in a religious commune at the time, basically. I was like immersed in Christianity, loved it. I loved it so much. And I was sleeping and we slept in a basement and it was pitch black. There was like no windows down there. And I woke up in the middle of the night and there was this white orb and it was probably like this big, like this big. And it was kind of like up over my son. So I would have been like laying right here. Andrew was right here and there was a wall and it was like just kind of lingering right above Andrew. And I remember looking at it and being like, what? And I felt the energy from it being kind of like, we both kind of were like,
you were supposed to be what?
Yeah, like, ooh, like I've been busted. And we both had it. And I didn't feel scared or anything. I was just kind of like, what? And I just lay down, close my eyes. And like when I close my eyes and process, like what the hell did you just see? And I opened my eyes and it was gone. But I can't say that I felt this overwhelming sense of love or anything, but I knew that I had seen like an angel. And that's when I started to see angels more in an energetic field, because I'm like, that didn't look like no man with wings that's super good looking. And it was just an orb of white sort of energy. Yeah. And it never did. I could feel the emotions that felt very similar to mine, and it felt human emotion, but it didn't look or at any point take on a human form. And since then, I see them in pictures. I see green orbs quite a bit. I was just at that. I did yoga. I did a sound bath, and we did it at the Miamisburg Mound, which is the oldest indigenous people's mound here in the eastern part of Ohio. And it's a super high mound, and they've actually found giant bones in it as well. And we were doing yoga and someone else was snapping pictures. And at one point I turned around and just took a picture of the sunset, and we both took the pictures out after, and you can see these just crazy looking, they look space. They look like spaceships, like galaxies of these orbs that like one person, it's like floating over this man's heart. Like literally he's like in a fish pose, and there's just this like orange or this green orb that looks like a spaceship. One showed up in mine and it was like 3 like doink doink doink, like it was so cool looking. And I'm just like, so it shows that it's these like it's this energy that's being left behind that I believe could be angels, like
Yeah.
depending on how you want to look at it, or other beings or whatever, but it's energy forms that are here floating with us. And I think that we're about to wake up to what those energy forms really are, and that they've been like,
yeah.
My stomach is like growling so loud. Sorry.
I had, if we're going to talk about like the alien aspect of it, I think I kind of always believed there were aliens.
Yeah, I think it's aliens.
I lived on an Air Force base when I was little in the middle of the desert. And my parents used to see stuff. They had pictures, and I think they just kind of accepted, like, I don't know what it is out there, but that wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
It was that kind of thing. And to be fair, one of the pictures that they have, or something, one of them, I believe, ended up being the stealth bomber. So that ended up, even though it looked kind of UFO-ish, it was the stealth bomber. They were testing it out there. They used to test a lot of like.
Miss Connie says Enoch did become Metatron.
Bingo! Thank you, Mom.
Miss Karen says, "Hi, ladies. I think I gave birth to 2 aliens."
I know you did.
Yes. Thank you, Mom. Yes, my mom
takes one to know one.
Said that Enoch did become Metatron. Yep.
Didn't we meet Metatron not too long ago?
Oh yeah,
we did, didn't we?
We met a person who claimed to be Metatron. Let's
That's not. We should be stopped because people watch this.
I know.
Yeah. So on that note,
we
met Enoch once upon a time.
Yeah,
in the form of Metatron.
Yeah. And that person didn't know that story. Wow. Just to let you know, didn't know about the Metatron thing. Yeah. Huh. Anyway, so I've seen stuff before. I have videos of stuff that we've seen in the sky that looks nothing. I mean, I don't know what they are. Some of them I believe are angelic. They're almost orb-like.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
The green.
And the green. I always see green ones.
Yeah, and you could tell that they were super far high up there. Yeah. But they were playing almost. Like 3 orbs.
Really quick. And
yeah.
That's really cool. I believe the angel that I was visited by an angel once, and it was Raphael. He said his name was Raphael, and I had no idea that there was an archangel named Raphael, and I thought I snapped. I lost my shit because I was like, Raphael is a Ninja Turtle.
Not even my favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of like interesting for me because I ended up Googling it and I was like, oh my God. And he was wearing green. If it was a he, I couldn't even tell you if it was a he.
I think they're probably
androgynous. It was just beautiful. I keep saying he because I thought he was really handsome, but then he was just beautiful. He wasn't, but whatever. That happened many years ago. And he was giving me instructions on my health, oddly enough.
Huh.
Yeah. So, I thought I was cracking after that. And my neurologist ended up doing an MRI on me just to make sure. I swear, the true story.
Is that how you found out you had MS?
No, I already knew I had MS. So she did. I told her about this, what had happened to me. And I said, I think like cracking, that's it. I'm cracking. And she's like, let's do an MRI. And as a matter of fact, the lesions on my brain had actually started to fade. Mm-hmm. True story. I haven't had anything like that happen since, but it was that was like my little thing, and I may have cracked. I don't know, whatever. But
none of us are really here, Beth.
No, we are.
This is just in your head.
Yeah. So that would be my my interaction with an angel, I guess I would say. But I know there's lots of people that have their own little stories too.
Absolutely, I love it.
So. Back to, do you have any alien stories?
So mine have never been like super. I've always so when I was a little girl, I wanted to be an astronaut. My dad always had like a telescope, and I've always been attracted to that world. Watched the spaceship go up with the teacher when I was like in first grade or something. But I have personally never had any alien, and we lived in Texas, like next to one of the biggest Air Force bases out there. It'd be interesting. Like, I don't think my parents have ever had any, but it would be interesting to talk to them about it. But no, I've not had any. And I know you guys have some. I know that she over here gets like attacked by aliens in the night.
Oh,
and has bruising. And
I think, don't you kind of believe in like a Bigfoot Yeti type?
my mom is, she's like, yeah, I can see her right now. Yeah, you guys think it's so funny, but I'm telling aliens and Bigfoot are the same.
My husband is a big believer. I think I believe too, but
I believe in them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
it's not, I don't know what it would be considered or classified as. It's specific to my hometown. And I guess
the Moss Man?
Stories. No. I do believe in that. But I also think that they're not, giant moths. I think that they're probably some form of
alien,
angel, or
maybe one of the fallen angels.
Yeah.
Because it looks scary.
That's why they don't do shit to help. They just want to watch.
Well, angels are never, ever, never, ever looked at as beautiful in the Bible. When you see the description, and that's why they're always like, anytime you see a description of an angel in the Bible, they're cowering in fear. Like, the first thing is like scared because they're scary.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're...
Be not afraid.
Yeah, they always have to say, be not afraid. I am sent by God. Like, they're always scary.
So then again, the light of God is too much for
us. Nobody can look at the face of God.
So if they're, miniature vessels, we might not even be able to see them. It's just like,
the truest like description of an angel, isn't it the one with like all the eyes and it's like crazy looking, and the angels that like surround God?
The seraphim.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, the seraphim. Yeah. Yes, they're all like, they don't sound
multi-beasted.
Yeah, which is interesting because when you look across religions, when it's interesting because I've been sitting here like, we really need to somehow tie in Egypt for this conversation because of Thoth and Emerald tablets, which are very, they talk about aliens. They believe that's, and they actually cross over with Methuselah over to Enoch. But it's like, when you look at the pictures of their like aliens or their gods, they've always got, or even in Hindu, when you look at India, which is like the oldest of all like the countries, like it's the oldest land, their gods always have like heads of eagles and bodies of man, or they'll be like half lion, half something. Like Christianity is really the only religion that doesn't really crossbreed.
No. Right.
Oh, here. Is this what you're wanting to show me?
Oh no, it was
Yeah. Same thing. So like it's always, there's this cross, there's like the half elephant, Hindu god. So I believe that
there is a correlation, and there's even a with them descending in all these different religions, that these beings descended from the heavens, and they even sometimes use the term heavens to help humanity, to help us with this, all I'm saying is how can we honestly sit here and read texts that are thousands of years older than the Christianity
Emerald
texts that we follow?
Dude.
Yeah. And sit there and be like, but we're the only ones that are right. Are we? Because it's very similar to what they're talking about too.
Mm-hmm. I think that they wanted to take, because so much of the Jewish faith, they were held captive and slaves to the Egyptian culture for so long that they needed to break free from that. And that's where like a whole lot of I hate to say it, but the Jewish spinoff comes. But I do believe like they had to have their roots from the Emerald tablets and Thoth, and they do cross pollinate.
They do.
And the Babylonians
and the
Persians. And so they equated this polytheistic society with being under slavery. So
yeah.
they're trying to start off with a clean slate, I guess.
And to have hope. Like they had to
Yeah.
have hope, dude. Like it's the most persecuted faith in all of the world. And so it's interesting on my thoughts on that because it even feels wrong saying it sometimes, but it does show like when you look farther into the Egyptian history and the pyramids and what that looks like. And I'm even thinking now that like the pyramids are literally just the tip, that there's literally cities that go underneath the pyramids, and they've been just kept off limits. But going back to like the Miamisburg Mound or like any of the ones in Peru, like all of that they're all kind of this interconnected, like,
they line up with
aliens,
the same stars. They all line up with the same
the
ones. And even
constellations.
the serpent mound
Yes,
does
serpent
the same
mound
thing. Which is, I talk about aliens. I literally just watched something about this. I think Ancient Aliens had an episode about this.
Of Serpent Mound
And how impossible
really
it would be for them to bring for the Native Americans to bring truckloads of dirt that's not even from this area, because we're kind of we're a little close to the Serpent Mound, but it came from another area. They brought all that dirt in to build this, and it is an astronomical amount of dirt. And not only that, they say that the natives used to say that that serpent, because these people are like, what is this? They didn't know it was a serpent for a long time, because they didn't have an aerial view of it. Mm-hmm. But they had asked, like, where did this come from? And they said that was here before us. The natives were saying that. But now we're all hopped up on this thing where we're saying, the Native Americans made the Serpent Mound. They said they didn't do it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And I believe that a university in Scotland had done some testing on the soil in the Serpent Mound, and they said that the soil is has otherworldly minerals in it.
Ooh, like what's the crystal that we're afraid of?
Oh, moldavite.
Moldavite.
I'm not
about to say kryptonite.
Kryptonite. Moldavite is my kryptonite, dude.
This is her alien,
and it's
part.
green.
She thinks she's Superman. She's like, you mean kryptonite?
And kryptonite is green, and we're talking about all that green and the emerald tablets and the heart chakras and like Raphael. That's interesting.
It is. It is. And then, going back to like the flood and Noah and all that stuff. Well, now they're saying that there is a lot more to the pyramids, and that it was like a great flood that had washed all that sand up.
Yeah, because the
Nile, tropical.
And the Nile came right up to the pyramids at that time, and they actually used it. They just discovered the room too. Of like this like boxed area that's like these really small, like nobody could even really get in it. It was like this closed in, and it's very heavily magnetized, but they believe it was like where the water would run through, and it would like they had electricity. They use it for electricity.
It was an energy source. Pyramids were. And there's pyramids, in the Amazon that are way bigger than the ones in Egypt. And so and they've proven that the Sphinx, that is water damage around it. So it had been water that had been, that had the water line had gone down slowly over thousands of years, and that's what they're left with. I think that stuff's really interesting.
I do too. So interesting.
It just answers a lot of questions. For me anyway, because I had a lot of questions when I was little, a lot.
Yeah.
And I think I was too afraid to ask. Well, I was told not to.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say we were all discouraged from it.
Not by like my parents, but just
my dad was so
culture.
into space. Like I grew up like my dad would buy these books that had like the Bermuda Triangle in it. Ooh. And he was always into that stuff.
Do you remember when we looked that up not too long ago? And we did. The disappear.
Because we're like, what the hell happened to the Bermuda Triangle? Like, I grew up thinking it was a much bigger deal than like it's
you
become.
Never crossed that line. And then I heard like people live in the Bermuda Triangle, and I'm like, oh my god, why would you ever live there? But it's still there's still.
We looked up like
places
the last
like-
time something disappeared was like
2012 or like.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
I'm
recent.
convinced we have one of those in Fairborn.
really
A portal,
we've
like
been
a
to.
portal.
no, I don't like that place. That place scared me.
Yeah.
Like everybody like thought it was like these great good feelings, and we got lost.
Yeah.
And I kind of low key kind of thought like
It's a
judged
story.
you because you said that you got lost, and I'm like, I'm a professional hiker.
Yeah. You're like, how do you get lost in Fairborn?
I was praying to Archangel
find-
Michael. I literally prayed to Archangel Michael. Please get us out of here. I'm getting like I started getting
Yeah.
scared.
It's like I was like,
I'm like, we're in the Blair Witch Project.
Nature is trying to fuck with us.
It
right
was
now. That's
terrible.
what it feels like.
And then it would be like you curved, and then it would be another split, and you're like, that
Yes.
shouldn't even been split there.
And,
And then you
not
go.
on any map.
It's so
It
scary.
sounds like the labyrinth.
Yeah, I don't ever plan
Yeah.
on hiking there.
But I
Again.
think there's also one to the just the southwest area of Columbus.
You think that? So what makes you think that those are like portal? Like what about them?
Like energy, like you just feel like it's like an
Everything,
concentrated energy there.
yeah, it's
or-
not. It's like an energy where you're not afraid, but you can tell that there's something alien to it.
Mhm.
Not
You can see
like
it.
flying saucer alien, but it's not the same energy that we're used to. And it is almost like, the people and the environment are actively working against you to get you lost, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And let's just this place that Lena's talking about is in Fairborn. Fairborn is where Wright Pat Air Force Base is. The Wright Pat Airfield is where they took the
Yeah.
Roswell crash. The aliens, they all ended up there.
And I have
Um,
an excellent sense of direction. We used to play games like
Yeah.
let's get
Mhm.
lost and find our way back. Yeah.
us too.
All I'm
So-
saying is in that area, even if you got lost, you would end up in like Beaver Creek, Xenia, Yellow Springs, or so. Like it is crazy. You guys felt like legitimately lost, like because in that area, like no matter what,
Yeah.
I'll find a place.
You could
I know.
hear
Yeah.
the damn interstate.
Yeah, that's
no
how
matter
I
where
got
you
saved.
were walking, it was like, oh, I'm right next to it.
But you weren't.
No.
You
That is so
weren't.
insane.
And there was like the middle was so hollow with rock, and it's like this
Yes.
thin of a line of forest, but you could not escape the forest.
No.
It was bizarre.
And you would stand
was
right in the
Blair
middle of the
freaking
empty
Witch.
space and just like look around, like I
Mhm.
will see something I recognize. Nah.
It was scary.
Wow.
It was very scary. We
Yeah.
ended up, so how we ended up going is we listened for the traffic, and I just kept going towards it until we could see them, but you still couldn't get to it. So
Mhm.
we cut through, we went off the path, we broke through the woods and walked towards the cars, and we didn't know what highway or anything. And we ended up being like within 10 feet of the entrance to the whole place.
Mhm.
It was bizarre. Like we literally were right there, but we couldn't escape it. It was
Yeah.
bizarre. I get it now that you say it like that. It's called the Oaks Quarry in Fairborn. Go check it out for yourself. Hope you don't get lost. All who wander are not lost.
No.
Mm-mm.
My Uncle Billy had a T-shirt that said, "Don't follow me, I'm lost."
Oh,
And
I
to
should
this
have
day, like I think
I
it's
want one.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could. I've tried to look for one because that's probably the best advice I could give anybody. Do not follow me. I'm lost.
Yeah.
yeah, I love this subject, man. Like, we didn't even talk about Anunnaki. And, like, again, going back, one of my biggest revelations was when I started. I don't know how I truly feel about a lot of what he says, but Billy Carson opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff, and like the Emerald Tablets and Thoth, and like what the Emerald Tablets, which was so predated. Like, it was, we're talking like actual tablets
Mhm.
of like kind of thing. And like ding ding ding,
Very
like carving into
Flintstone.
it. But it talks about like the people and how it like shows how humanity got here. It talks about it, and they were found in Egypt, predated way before, found way before Christianity, before Judaism was ever even a thing. These tablets were had been found, and this was like the practicing belief is that Thoth, which was like the sky god at that time, came down There was an intergalactic war. The Anunnaki came down. They needed they used Earth for a resource for gold. They needed the gold for an energy resource, but it was really hard to mine. So they knew how to clone. They knew how to work DNA. And so they
made beings in their image.
Made beings in their image.
Smaller, but in their image.
To help just mine the earth. It's a slave race. And that's kind of what they've even found, like kind of areas in the pyramids that kind of give proof to these energy sources and how they would have known how to splice DNA, things that we know how to do today.
They believe that's how these like half animal, half man, they started
like trying to figure it out.
And that's how they were making like minotaurs and stuff like that. They were splicing DNA. And they believe, I don't know who they are, but I've read that that's what led to like the flood that we know of. Or they believe there was like many other floods. That wasn't,
and most
Noah's flood wasn't the only one.
Most cultures see the flood. Yeah. They report a flood.
And astrologically, they say that it happens in a 26,000 year cycle.
Where are we at?
We're
in that cycle.
We're like at the end of either right at the end or right at the beginning of a 26,000.
Yeah, but it does say that we won't be destroyed by water again.
No, fire.
It'll be fire.
It's very Aries.
And weirdly, not to switch subjects, which I knew we would do, but have you been looking in or studying the 3i Atlas?
Yes, and that has come up
shit with that.
For 10 years. I've read stuff about the same thing.
The 3i Atlas?
It's about are you talking about this thing they're seeing in the
it's sky? Like the largest intergalactic. It came in, like it just came in from
something.
So some
we don't know what it is.
Like, there's different like ideologies, I would say.
Lots of different people
that like believe it's like Nibiru, I think is what it's called.
Nibiru.
Yeah, there's
what is that
one. It's an asteroid, right?
Oh, it's an asteroid.
No, it's a vehicle.
Like the black planet. Like
yeah,
that
you're right.
Appears and disappears.
That was behind Pluto.
Yeah.
There's that one.
They think the whole freaking planet is like coming in on us. Like they think or it's a part of it.
Like I remember a couple years ago, it started switching up. People were freaking out because it was changing their astrological signs.
So that's what
I'm not a
Sagittarius
anymore, and they were getting.
That's what they think was causing it.
Yeah, that's another thing. There's some that believe that this is an ancient space vehicle that we were told that was going to circle around
some
this
form
time
of
year, or this time, not this time of year, but this time during this time astrologically. There's a lot. Yeah. And so now we got the 3i Atlas, and that was the first time I'd heard about it when you were telling me, but it's like another.
So it's crazy because there's like, it's like really big news right now. So the 3i Atlas has come in. It's like only the third intergalactic mass that's ever entered that we have in our like technology like world have been able to identify, like see, and we don't know, it's not like a part of any asteroid or comets that we're aware of, and it just kind of entered in, and it's not carrying the same gas forms as like our typical those would be in, and it's not taking the same form. Right now it's currently behind the sun, and when it started to go around the sun, it was literally causing the sun to have extreme solar flares. They were having, so the largest solar flare is in E5, and they have now it's starting to come around, but they're able to now start to measure on the other side, because it was on the other side that they were E5 solar flares, but it's coming around this side, and it's about to there's like a word for it, but it's going to be at its closest point to the sun on the 29th of October, which they think are predicting that it's going to cause a huge solar flare, at least E5s, which will cause electric outages all on here. So not to scare you or doomsday you, but it might be good to have some water make sure your phone's charged kind of thing, just because you could start noticing some extreme power outages because this AI Atlas, but a lot of people think it's an alien ship finally, the mothership kind of, or at least technology that's coming in. And it was interesting because it's, I've been kind of looking into it for a couple of months now, but it just came to my attention. I was telling you girls about this last night. It's called 3i Atlas. But it's interesting because 3i, your third eye, and atlas is like what you use to like take like an atlas is what you. So I feel like it's about to show us like this opening our third eyes about. It's like the way, like I feel like we're about to learn some stuff.
I know years ago, a whistleblower had said that we were going to see this come back around again, or it was like on the outskirts of our solar system. So we couldn't see it, but people have known about it. Like in the know have known about it for a while, and they had visited it, like a couple, 3-4 years ago, maybe, I believe. And they went on it. Again, this is just a whistleblower that I'm not saying I believe this or not, but it's interesting. Now that you're talking about this, they said that it would be more public knowledge around 2025, 2026. And they said that we had military personnel that boarded the spaceship, and that it had been, they believe it was planned, that it was going to go through space for so long, and that it was going to hit right around here at a certain time. So they boarded it. It had been ransacked before, all this stuff, but apparently they saw a lot of things that were hieroglyphics on it.
Ooh, going back to freaking A.
Right? Yes.
I'm telling you,
I don't know if that's true, but when she told me about it the other day, I'm like, what?
My true instincts go back to like ancient Egypt. I feel like there's something extremely there. I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus, all of that, but I do believe.
But where did Jesus go?
Jesus would have
he went to Egypt.
Yes. And I believe that he would. So even if you look at the story of Jesus and that he got like, she just ended up pregnant by a god. Like basically God gets her pregnant. How many times do you see that? Like what's the Clash of the Titans or something where the gods are always coming down? Hercules is half, like Jesus would just be like a demigod. Yeah. It's the same story throughout all of history. And why would it not? The gods have been having intercourse and having babies with us forever. Why would Jesus not be half alien?
Right. And even Cleopatra, apparently she had studied the mysteries in Egypt. And this is like fact. We know this. This is what
she was
the only woman that knew the alchemy and all these things that we consider witchcraft of the devil and all this stuff. These were things that she was taught from these mystery schools in Egypt. And they believe.
I read the Sophia Code. It's crazy.
Yeah, I believe that if you believe that Jesus, that's where he was in the years that we didn't know about, is that he was in Egypt and he was learning.
Well, you can cross-reference to other scholarly texts or ancient texts from those other countries. Like in India, they speak of a man that had the same description of Jesus that would come and visit. In Egypt, there are descriptions of a man that, and then again, when we spoke about him earlier, Edgar Cayce, who saw the Dead Sea Scrolls being found in the 40s.
And he had already talked about what was going to be in them. That's the remarkable part, and is that this was 20 years before it even had been before they had found them. And Edgar Cayce is saying, and they're going to say, da-da-da. He had been channeling it already.
Yep. He saw it already. And he saw Jesus traveling to these other places to learn.
Yep. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but we started late.
I did say we're going to be here for 4 hours, so we've got 3 more.
So we got about 3 more.
Well, I'll probably have to show that this is just the
tip of
the tip
of
the tip.
And the thing is,
pyramid.
I feel like we've jumped around, but it's like there's so much.
Yeah. So if anybody has any questions or anything they want us to focus in on next time,
or what your beliefs are, do you believe angels are aliens? Are they the same? Are they different? Like, what do you believe? What do you see? Mom, Dad, Tell me, did you see any aliens in Texas? When we lived in Texas next to the Air Force Base?
Were there any aliens around the time of your birth?
In 77, that I did just read something that like some sort of alien thing was discovered in 1977, and I'm like, it makes all the sense. Makes all the sense.
Was it 82 when that the logger got abducted? You know, the one they made a movie about. It was like the
Star Wars came out in 77. Sorry.
Was it the fourth kind?
Oh,
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
I was just singing that in my head when we were just talking a while. Do 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 do.
Yeah.
Do
That
do
might have
do
been 82.
do. It might have been. I love that movie. I still love that movie.
Bunch of weird shit happened in 82.
I think my parents believed in aliens. Absolutely. I do.
I don't remember.
I know my
mine ever
dad did.
talking
And I'm pretty
about it.
sure my mom believes. If there's any part of my mom that wouldn't believe in aliens, it's that Baptist like part of her. It's like, maybe
Yeah.
not. But I think she does. Too many weird things have happened, and
Yeah.
it's just.
Yeah, my dad definitely believes in aliens.
I've talked to your dad about it before, and I think I love talking to your dad about this.
Yeah,
stuff.
my dad is a huge alien, like anything like that. He's really into
Yeah. I wanted to jump back real quick. You were talking about the 3-eye atlas.
3-eye atlas.
Going around the sun
Mhm.
and then coming back. That's a common way for at least NASA to they slingshot and use a
From the moon. Yeah, was it Apollo 13?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
them,
they
and they
slingshot
do
from the moon.
it. They do it currently with
Like their satellites.
Yeah, because they can't build up that kind of speed. But if they do that slingshot
And use gravity. Is it gravity?
yeah. It's like, you know, in a
To get us in the pool.
the high whirly
The current.
rides, the roller coasters. I can't think of the fucking name.
The cosmic currents.
Yeah. You know, you go over one hump and then
Yeah.
you start. I think it's the same way with
It's interesting. But for it to like shoot into our to enter our solar system is crazy, because we know when certain asteroids are making its way past, because they've like hit a current, like it's like this.
It just showed up one day,
Yeah.
and we're like, "What? Okay."
usually Jupiter takes most of them out of our solar system.
Pulls them out.
Yeah.
It's
Pulls them into
scary.
its rotation, or Saturn. That's what a lot of the rings are.
And isn't
is-
our solar system on the edge of the Milky Way anyway? And they say that our solar system will eventually get shot out of the Milky Way because of the way
Yeah.
it's spinning.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I did just recently
That's scary.
hear something about how
It is.
we exist. Our Milky Way galaxy exists within a void that you don't see around other galaxies. So, like, yeah.
Great.
So, hey, scientists and
I was told that information. I
Pastors?
was like 20, maybe. I was high,
Hmm.
stoned, and talk about wanting to go home and cry. I was
Yeah.
like,
You're about to get slingshot out.
what are we
into the
gonna
void.
do? Like, what's good? When is this supposed
Yeah.
to happen? He's like, any day.
Oh
I was
my
like, might as well
gosh.
choke on this and do a little free love.
I was like, oh shit.
All right. Well, we will pull our card for the next 2 weeks, see what the tarot has in store for us. Let's just tap in. Spirit, we just asked for your guidance for the collective for the next 2 weeks. Any advice and the energy that we can expect? Thank you so much.
I feel like I have to like put my head down and pray
Like,
when she does
Everybody
that.
bow your head in prayer, please.
I was always like this. Like, I'll look like it, but I'm not going to do it.
When my cousin got married, everybody had to bow their heads to pray. And
Yeah.
my son, he was like 3, I think.
Yeah.
He was in the wedding party and he was walking below everyone and was saying out loud, "Why do you have your eyes open? Why do you have your eyes open?" Was calling out
my
everyone in the
gosh.
wedding party who wasn't praying. Loved it.
Mouth of babes.
So the energy that is for the collective for the next 2 weeks is the Six of Swords. This is actually one I really enjoy. This swords are always about the mind, the way we're thinking up in our heads. Six is about movement. So if you can see this card, sorry, you see that there's a woman and her child, and they're like cloaked and they're leaving on this boat. This guy's taking them away on a boat. Right here, the water is very like, it's like the opposite side. It's like turbulent and they're going into calm water. So what this is basically saying is that there's a lot of us that are leaving situations that we may have maybe old anxieties about, thought patterns, the way that we communicate, things like that are changing. We're leaving situations and we're not looking back. So she's got her cape on. She's not looking back anymore. And then she's got these swords up here that are protecting her as she moves into these nice still waters with all of her prized possession, her family. The only thing that she needs, she ain't looking back. I always say, you know what happened to Lot's wife when she turned around? She turned into the pillar of sand. So she's not doing that. Salt, sand, salt, same. You find it, right? Same thing, kind of.
Oh, it is, yeah.
But yeah, so it's like really being able to finally, this is that Neptune going back and just putting to rest everything. I'm leaving it all behind. It's a sense of I can finally move on from situations. I love that energy. That is that Neptune in Pisces. And then we get the advice is the 10 of swords or the 9 of swords. Ugh. So again, like you have to leave these old thought patterns behind, these ideas, this anxiety or depression that's keeping you up. That's all up in your head. These are all here. All this man has to, these are behind him. It's not a part of him. They're not touching him. All this guy has to do is lay down and go to sleep, and all of it's gone. He has to make the decision to just release these. You have to leave behind, finally let it go. All of this Saturn, all of this Pisces energy that's happening, the Pluto energy, there's a lot of Scorpio. That's what it's doing. It's coming back to you to be like, can you put this to rest? You have to put it to rest. Let it go so that you can have a fresh new thought pattern, new beginning, a new vision for yourself. So it's up to you to really take stock in everything that you're thinking. Notice why, like we said, notice why you're thinking things. Notice what's making you think things. Acknowledge it and put it to rest. Put it to bed. It's time to move forward. The future is so much steadier. You can let go of all that turbulent energy. It's your choice. What a beautiful energy. I love that. I love that for the collective.
I do too. It's I really like that we're talking about all this stuff.
I know. And you can't make it up. Like, you just can't.
I think we might talk about it a little more next time.
I think we should.
Like maybe star seeds.
I would love to. Ooh, star seeds or anything around that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Tuning in.
This afternoon
or this morning.
Yeah.
Whenever you're reaching us.
We really appreciate it. We
really do thank you for watching. Please comment. Just leave us some love. Do something.
Or tell us we're crazy.
Let your friends know.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. We'd like to know that. We like to hear that.
Because, after all,
it is a mystical life.